lot has changed since we last spoke to the she-larious Trannika Rex, our fried chicken queen from Cooking with Drag Queens Season 1. Trannika is putting on a new show with her gal pals Nico and Lucy Stoole, calling it Crash Landing, where 20 drag queens battle it out for fame and fortune and a chance to perform at her legendary Drag Matinee.
Today, Trannika joins us to talk about how to work Periscope while hungover, queens that are butthurt for not making the cut, and which drag race girl tried to pick her up in P-Town.
Plus, a catfish story that gets extra fishy.
Does gaydar really exist?
And the Star Wars author who created a gay character blows away the haters with Death Star precision. I'm Fausto Fernos.
I'm Mark Fillion.
And this is Feast of Fun.
You know, I just realized that a lot of people that listen to this podcast have never seen our Hunty t-shirt.
Oh, you mean the Hunty University t-shirt? Where the library is always open. 'Cause it's time to start reading.
That's the one.
Those shirts we actually make ourselves by hand, and they're sold on our website to help to pay for making this podcast.
And what's nice, too, is there's a little bit of glitter in the ink that we use, so it has a little bit of shine to it.
Butch enough not to raise any eyebrows, but girly enough to put a little spring in your step.
And people that see it, they just think Hunty is some kind of school or university because it's like collegiate letterings, but it's fun. But people in the know, they know that you're cool.
Get your Hunty t-shirt right now, feastoffun.com/store. Yes, girl. Today is the very funny, very she-larious Trannika Rex. Our fried chicken queen from Cooking with Drag Queens is back in the home studio, and a lot has changed since she was last on the show. She's blowing up Periscope, which we call Watch Trannika Be Hungover. She has a new show, Crash Landing, where 20 drag queens battle each other every other Monday at Berlin Nightclub here in Chicago. Welcome back to Feast of Fun, Trannika.
Boner. How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
20 drag queens, no dressing room. What the fuck are you thinking?
Basically, we just wanted to be a train wreck on stage. It's going to be me and Nico hosting. It's every other Monday. So there's going to be, and it's also Lucy Stoole behind the bar. So there's going to be 3 separate weeks, and then it just starts over. So the first one is 20 drag queens, all the craziest shit you can think of. I want water guns. I want confetti. I want, like, insanity. And then we narrow it down to 10. And on the second week, we give them a theme. From that, we narrow down the 10 to 5. And on the third week, it's going to be 5 girls, and they all do 2 numbers, and then we decide who the winner is. The winner gets $200 and a booking at Drag Matinee, and everything is decided on ballots instead of by clapping. So we're charging $5 at the door, and for every vote that a girl gets, she basically gets a cut of the door. She gets $2 a vote. So instead of walking away with nothing, you at least get a little bit of gas money.
This is democracy in action.
Yeah.
This is not RuPaul's tyranny here.
Well, you know, it's a new age, and there's new things that we require of our drag queens, so we want to...
like bring an audience.
Yeah, like bring an audience.
Because I got to tell you, we had one performer once when we did a live show. He's just like, I'm here. He was like, I guess I should have told people I was performing tonight. And Fausto and I just looked at him and we're like,
You monster.
You monster. You should have told people.
It's
He was never
2015.
invited back.
You got to go on Periscope. You got to go on Instagram. You got to promote it.
Can you name the 20 drag queens off the top of your head?
Lucy Stoole, Nico.
No, that are performing.
No, I haven't.
You have no clue who's coming.
Not a clue. No, I know a bunch of them.
Because you had to cut the list, though. You had more than 20 applicants.
Yeah, we had a bunch, so we had them email in because a bunch of people are coming up to all 3 of us and going, hey, I'll be there next Monday. And we're like, oh, fuck, we're about to have a nightmare. No one's allowed downstairs either, so everyone's just going to be, upstairs. No one's allowed to, change, and there's not enough room for everybody.
You have to come ready.
Come as you are. And
come in face.
Well, with other competitions, like, I'll be standing on the side and a girl will look over at me and be like, clap for me. And I'll be like, you weren't that good, but okay. You just kind of do it because you're guilty. Mm-hmm. Well, this, it's a little bit anonymous too. You're getting more of a...
But this requires, at least you or Nico, one of you has got to be able to count.
we're both from Florida. No, we have a stage manager for that. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I want to do a recount. I think there's a hanging Chad there.
We're bringing over all of our crew from Matinee, so we're gonna have all of our.
Well, Monday's a great night too, especially for something like this when you have a big crowd, because so many queens work in the service industry, and Monday is like that's the night off.
And we have $4 fireballs and $2 PBRs. Come get fucked up.
Are you still good with Fireball? They're still giving you hugs?
Oh yeah, they still sponsor the show at Matinee, and
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, Trannika without Fireball is like caffeine without coffee. So how many drag queens have you pissed off by not booking them into this show? Because I imagine a lot of people wanted to be in it and they couldn't.
well, we had an extra like 10, I think, so I sent those 10 that sent the message and said, hey, I'm sorry, you're too late, but I'll put you on the short list for next time. So we're gonna at least have 10 new ones for next time.
Because it's 10, and then you go down to
It's 20 to 10 and then to 5. Yeah,
That's good because I hate that when you're like 19, 18.
Well, with the other drag
17.
races, I've seen like they do it over because at Roscoe's they do it on they have the kind of bracket system, which is nice.
Yeah.
But at some of them they duplicate drag race. They'll start with 20 queens, go to 19, 18, and then you're like, who the fuck cares? And by the time you're down to 4 queens, I mean.
that's ridiculous.
Are they bringing that many, people? The idea is we want to have a hearty audience, and we also want to. There's not tier systems and stuff. It's like, over the course of 6 weeks, there's 3 shows. If you're done with the thing, let's start it over. And you can't win. You can't compete if you've already won within the last year. We started.
Now, a lot of your drag queen gal pals' careers are exploding.
Yes.
But we can't say why. Well, you guys probably can guess. And you guys and they're still returning your calls, which is a really good thing.
Well, as much as I'm the host, I'm also curating these shows. So I have to know that if I'm doing a good job, all my girls are blowing up. And there's girls like, Nico and
You're very excited about Nico. She's a new queen on the scene.
Yeah, and Sarah's blowing up.
Sarah Andrews.
Shay, of course, is a thing. Kimchi, Valentine. You kind of you find your crew and you push them, and if you do it right, then they start to kind of blow up and. Like Trixie wasn't getting booked anywhere, and then we brought her in, and we're like, bam, 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 and she always said, if it wasn't for the Berlin stage, I wouldn't have been able to try out a lot of stuff that is now like her hallmarks, and when she would do it back home, they would be like, get the fuck out of here.
You're weird, Trixie. You can't go to Chicago.
You can't do precious mixes here. Get the fuck out of here. And we're like, 2 more precious mixes.
Well, you know that when you get on Drag Race and you do well, it's kind of like becoming a freshman in college. You put on 15 pounds. Like the freshman 15.
Why do you say that?
It's true.
Are you saying that Trixie gained weight?
I haven't seen Trixie, but I know she's doing well. So I know she's like eating well.
Oh, because she was too poor to eat before.
Yeah, and she kept that girlish figure by starving herself to death,
Yeah. Well,
and now she's like at Chipotle every day.
Oh, she's still like Trixie's the one. Like when we were hanging out with Detox, we went to all like the cheap shopping district, and Trixie's like looking at this fake purse, and it's like $15. She's like, I feel like 15's a lot to spend on a purse, and Detox is like, you have TV money now, bitch, and she's like, it's a knockoff anyways. She's like, why the? She's like, and you should be going for a fucking steak dinner tonight. Shut the fuck up,
Well, if she gets a little too big, she's gonna have to make that Barbie doll box that she travels with a little bit bigger, more like a carton.
Damn.
Well, so now you're on a health kick.
Yeah, I started eating healthy. I mean, I'm still drinking the same amount because I just can't give it up, or I'll probably get the shakes or something. But I'm eating a lot of quinoa and a lot of kale, and I feel better. I mean,
you feel like dying now?
Well, you wake up one day and you're like, God damn, like I ate pizza like 4 out of the 5 days, for the last like 2 years.
Let me tell you something, girl. Bitch, whore, listen to me. Do not go to Berlin. Stay up till 3 in the morning, like we did one night for Lady Bunny. And then we went and had pizza, and I had horrible food poisoning for like 2 days.
Where?
Well, he doesn't want to say where it is because
it's one of my favorite pizza places.
We don't know if it's food poisoning.
I think what happened is like I'm at Berlin touching a lot of people, and I didn't wash my hands.
Buttholes.
Yeah.
I didn't wash my hands, and then I had 2 slices of pizza at 3 in the morning after I had a couple of drinks in my stomach.
Yeah. Well,
so
Berlin is definitely not somewhere you want to be licking your fingers.
So you're blasting on Periscope, and
lasting.
Well, you're pretty much on it like 3 or 4 times a day.
No, I'm not. I only do it like
I know because it notifies me. It's like Tranika's hungover, Tranika's waking up, Tranika's hangover.
No, it's not. I only do it like 3 times a week. But if we have a show, I'll do it like right now at Dita Ritz is performing, Kimchi is performing. So I'll do that. But sometimes when I wake up and I'm hungover, like, you know, the kids will be blowing me up on Instagram, like, go on Periscope. So I open it up and I'm like, I'm hungover.
Well, let's do this because we have the Periscope here set up.
Here, I'll retweet it.
And the kids
so you guys get a follower.
So if you guys don't know about this, Periscope is like where you, and especially like all the drag queens are taking to Periscope like fish to waters. Fishy to waters. And so, you know, it's a little annoying sometimes because some of the drag queens don't know how to use Periscope. So they're all like, oh my God, I can't believe that all these people are looking at me. Hi, Chicago. Hi, Atlanta. Yeah. Hi, Berlin. Hi, you know.
It's good for chatty queens like me. I started doing it after Trixie got me on it in Milwaukee. And it's nice because you can just... I don't know. I'm a host, so I can fucking talk about anything. So
I'm going to start this here, and we have the broadcast. And we're also posting it on our YouTube channel, but the old one, Feast of Fools. So this is Trannika Rex, one of the funniest drag queens here in town. And this is Mark Felian.
Hi.
And I am Fausto Fernos, and we do a podcast called Feast of Fun. And notice...
The dog's under the table.
And the dog's under the table there. So we do a podcast called Feast of Fun, and the reason I'm saying this and introducing, because there's new people all the time on Periscope who are discovering us. And Trannika went to clown college.
Is this on me now, or is it?
It's on you.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Hi, girl. So she's taking all your questions, and we're going to start with Facebook here.
Yeah, I saw there's a lot on Facebook.
Cheers for the German Shepherd. Ask Trannika, where is Kimchi? I bet a lot of people are asking you about Kimchi. I wonder why.
Me and Kimchi have gone to Mariano's the last 2 weeks to go eat lunch every day. So
the kids are asking you don't fiddle with that.
Oh, sorry.
You're gonna
break it.
Gonna break it.
Kim's doing the same shit she was doing before. Next question.
Giving face.
Giving face.
She's serving up fish. She did a video with Sasha Bell, where Sasha Bell painted her purple.
I haven't seen that yet. Was it good?
It's I have to say it's really interesting because Kimchi doesn't drink.
Yeah.
And Sasha Bell and her friends are big old lushes.
And Katya did one too, and that was a really funny one.
Well, and Kimchi's like, kind of like, because she doesn't drink, she kind of stays in control of the situation. Mm-hmm. And so she's she's doing the pearl face too. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, I don't really, I haven't seen the video. It didn't show up, or I would have watched it. But anyways, I get drunk a lot, and everyone that we hang out with gets drunk a lot. So Kim's used to hanging out with a bunch of,
luscious
alcoholics.
Nicole Sutton says, Tranika's Periscope is the reason my data was so high last month, but I love her anyway. I want to publicly say that during the last Feast of Fun podcast, I asked about merch, and it might actually be happening soon.
It's coming.
And for my question, should I bring cheese curds to the gig on the 19th for a backstage snack? Can't wait to hear this.
Oh my God. So on the 19th, no, don't bring cheese curds. I love you, but don't. I'm on a diet. I'm trying really hard. Yeah, I'm not really eating cheese. But on the 19th, we're going to have a big show at Berlin, and we're calling it Getting the Band Back Together. It's me, Trixie, Kimchi, Sarah Andrews, and the Princess. And we're all pretty good friends, so that's going to be a good show. But
and someone's asking why Chicago has such a vibrant drag scene, and this is the person why. I would say, like, Trannika does an extraordinary job of sort of, like, corralling people together. And it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, it's really, I think the hardest part of my job is the curating part. I mean, hosting I can do in my sleep, but, curating a show is really fucking hard. Sometimes you have to tell people no. Sometimes you have to...
Scrape the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Sam Durbin wants to know, who are your drag inspirations?
Well, I said before on Cooking with Drag Queens, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch that. My stepmom is like a really big inspiration. She's like super trashy, and she...
Isn't she dead?
I think she might have died, but I'm not kidding.
What?
Yeah, we think she might have died. When my dad died, she sent a message to my mom that said, "Hey, I don't know if Roger updated his will, but if there's anything for me, here's my new address." And they had divorced 10 years prior. This is who my drag character is based on. I'm not joking. She wouldn't go to the mailbox unless she was wearing a full face of makeup. She was a certified sociopath. I loved it.
You have a lot of young fans.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
And they're all wanting you to adopt them.
Gross. They're starting to call me mom and Danica and stuff. And
That's really cute.
That's so cute, Danica.
Aw. Do you feel trans and drags are appreciated? Says King Trey. What is that? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Yeah, that's kind of like a vague, like, yeah, I mean, I appreciate that.
Okay, Lucy Stoole throwing some shade here.
Lucy's throwing
She
shade.
is.
Trannika Rex, what would make you stop booking a girl in your show besides kitten heels?
I don't know. For as
She's trying to start shit.
for as horrible as we are a tight knit family. So if anybody's doing anything to I don't know how to answer this in a way without being shady. Basically, don't be an asshole.
Well, and this is the thing. Like, this happened to me when we used to do shows. It's like there's tons of shows in this town, and if anybody gives me any kind of friction, friction is someone not showing up on time or starting fights with other people or just not being good, you know. And it's like, listen, there's no money to be made here, you know? The problem, I think, is RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah. Let's blame RuPaul for that.
Okay. How? How can we pin the blame on that?
Because RuPaul's basically turned this into a gold rush. And so as when you have a gold rush, it makes people kind of gold fever, right?
Well, I think what we're seeing now is that once Drag Race, it's been around for 7 years. So now we're kind of hitting this counterculture time. You know, everyone's seen all their favorites from TV, and now they're starting to pay attention more to their local queens. And that's kind of the moment we're in right now. So I have to pay more attention than ever, you know? I mean,
but it's making people anxious.
I mean, our shows are doing
performers. Is it making the performers anxious?
I would say a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. They're all like, you know,
because they get jealous, and that jealousy kind of eats them up inside.
Well, and listen, let's be real brutal.
I mean,
some of those queens that make it onto Drag Race can't
get booked here.
They can't buy a clue if they had $1 on them.
Well, you know, just because you were on Drag Race, there's been some fabulous queens on Drag Race, but you know, let's face it, 3 or 4 queens are booked because they stir up drama, or are put on the show because they stir up drama. You know, there's been queens that are like, why won't you book me? I was on Drag Race. And I'm like, because you're still wearing jeans and foam heel flip-flops. Like,
and I can't afford you.
No, they're willing to do it for less money, but they can't get booked because, I don't know, I'm not going to lower my standards for people who are going to start shit all the time and you know, try to stir the pot. I mean, we run a very happy little show in our corner of the universe, and I would say if someone wants to not be booked, they would stir that pot.
And listen, honey, drag queens are I know they come across as some of the cuntiest bitches in the world, but they're actually some of the most forgiving girls.
Yeah. I couldn't be the asshole I am on stage if I didn't have the rapport I have backstage with all my girls. I can't sit up there and make Jew jokes and make fun of how big your forehead is and shit like this if we didn't go backstage and go, cheers, girls, love you, let's go do a shot, you know.
I love that. Anal. Your prayer, your mantra. Are you guys still doing that?
Yeah, of course. I did a show in Nashville like 7 or 8 months ago, and they started the show, and I just had this nervous anxiety. And when the host came back, the princess came back, and I was like, hey, I'm really sorry to do this, but can we do like a little like all hands in the middle kind of thing? Because I just don't feel synced up with you guys, and it's just my weird thing. We did a thing at House of Blues like 2 months ago, and I just pulled all these random burlesque performers. I was like, I know this is weird, but I promise it makes us feel better if we all just sync our energies. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And I feel like the shows are better for it. Now it's like it's a go-to thing I have to do before I start.
Can we like choose a deity or god or religious figure that we can pray to backstage and say anal to?
Just have a giant sphincter.
Are we praying to anal sex, or?
No, I don't know. We just say anal because we say serious, nice things, and then it just cuts to like da 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 da. Like,
Lucy Stoole wants to know who is the stinkiest, dirtiest, smelliest drag queen in the dressing room.
Oh God, I'm not saying me.
Because some of them fart. I've been back there.
It's more of a dirty pantyhose situation usually.
Yeah.
You just got to wash those tights every now and then.
Do you keep Febreze back there and just?
No, I just go upstairs and drink.
Because one thing that I do is like if if I fart next to somebody and I'm worried about them smelling it, I start moving and dancing.
Great.
So if you start seeing me spontaneously dancing, it's because I farted. I don't want you to smell it. Yes, says Nicole Sutton. Tranika's Periscope is the reason my data.
We already did this one.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, well, Mark, you go next.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay, you don't have
Brianna
one.
Barton says, how has the Chicago drag scene changed since you got started? Or drag in general?
When I first started, it was there was pretty much this show at Spin they would do randomly. It was kind of they had a bunch of different shows that were stopping and starting, and then a lot of people went to the Baton. I mean, yeah, right. We would go to the Baton more often than I do now because I work all the time. And then there was a show at Berlin, but it was only twice a month. So when I jumped in, I said, let's do it 3 times a month. And then a year and a half ago, I said, let's do it every week. And that's when shit really started to change for me, at least. And then 3 years ago, I started when I quit Scarlet last month. There's going to be no more Tranika's Most Wanted. But I started that 2.5 years ago.
It anymore.
That show was, I will say, probably at its peak. As of the last 6 months, it was doing better than it's ever done. I mean, it was always this just like mom and pop thing that blew up. And we started with absolutely no budget. The girls were just doing it to do it. And then Fireball came in as a sponsor and we started, blowing the shit out of the water. And then
You made a joke that offended somebody, and that's why
No, No, I just quit Scarlet, and so
you had a Keith Richards meltdown on stage.
No, I didn't do anything that bad. But
Speaking of meltdowns,
What?
I heard that there was a certain queen that was having a meltdown on Facebook. I was examining some things.
Oh, stop it! Be nice.
No?
yeah, there was a. Last night I went to Fabitat, which is Lucy's show, and while I'm watching the show, people keep messaging me that this person's like having a meltdown on Facebook. So I'm like, Lucy, do you know about this? And yeah, so I'm not gonna say any names, but shit went down.
If you think we're talking about you, dear queen, just know that you are loved and appreciated. And just because somebody chooses not to have you on the show doesn't mean that they don't love and appreciate you too.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with me or my show or booking anyone. So, but yeah, I don't know.
Because people do take it personally. It becomes like it's the haves and the have-nots. It's the in and the in and out club. And it's like, honey, Chicago's a big city. And when in my day, kids, we used to just rent a Vietnamese banquet hall.
We did.
I'm not lying to you here.
Right over here in Little Saigon.
And the police would come in through the door when we started a show. This was not that long ago, 15 years ago, and said, do you have a cabaret license? And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And that's how I met Alderman Greg Harris, because I was like, what the fuck
State representative now.
State Representative Harris.
Back then he was an assistant to the alderman.
Yeah, and because we were getting shut down by the cops, because I guess the Vietnamese banquet hall that we were using didn't have the right permits to allow a show to happen.
Right, because I guess it was about the charging of admission, because they have certain licenses. And also, too, the person that was actually running the venue was accused of subterfuge. And that means that his name wasn't on the liquor license. He was running it for somebody else who may or may not have even been dead. So
in our day,
like her stepmother,
if you're a drag queen and you're frustrated and you're listening to this and you're not getting the love and respect that you deserve from people, what are you doing to change it? Put some shit, suck a dick,
right?
Get a job, own a business,
step your pussy up.
That's right, honey.
Make a YouTube video.
Yeah, paint a painting.
Write a manifesto.
Start a revolution.
Call me
anytime, girl. I'll hook you up. Are you periscoping every day? Because if you're not periscoping like this gorgeous drag queen here, honey, you're a fool. You're wasting your time.
So, Trannika, have people been doing the Kim Davis and any of the drag matinees or anything? Have you seen any drag queens doing it?
We had Geraldine Mackey do a tribute to Kim Davis. I can't totally remember what she did, but I think there was some quotes and shit in there. But God, I welcome it. Do more. This whole Eye of the Tiger thing, I love it.
Oh, I love it too.
I can't stop watching the videos. I love it so much.
Well, the one that's
insane.
Lady Gaga, and she's like talking, and they're all going, yes,
Gaga, yeah. Yes, it's hysterical. It's hysterical. And then there's one, where they're picking, like they're holding her hands up in the air, and she's just looking up into the sunshine. And I'm just like, it looks like an advertisement for the Special Olympics. Like, you won, girl, you won.
Oh,
and then it was,
You're a star.
You're a star. And then, of course, it was kind of funny. Rachel Maddow showed that, Mike Huckabee's up on stage with Kim Davis, and then Ted Cruz is trying to get on stage with her, but one of his aides is like, "Oh, you're not going up there. No,
damn.
no, you're not invited."
Someone says that Trannika looks like a ferret that fell into the lake.
Aw, that's a compliment.
That's fucked up.
She said that actually what you would take that as a compliment.
I don't know who that is, but they're wrong.
It's one of these girls. Okay, Jay Alvarez, Trannika Rex. Seriously, you are such a mother to a lot of people in that community. You were the first queen to ever give me a chance. Lailani Leaks, I love you so much.
Oh.
And where do you find all your positivity? I think you strike me as a very cynical, mean, angry, jaded person.
Oh, shut up.
Are they joking about the positivity?
I guess
No, that's Leilani.
you're very
This is
evolved.
what you do, Jay. You bear back until you
Fuck the pain away.
Skin on scanner, it ain't going in. Detox said, raw is law. I think I'm a positive person for being like, for sleeping until 1 every day and going out drinking every night, and the majority of my diet's pizza. I think I have a surprising amount to add to society.
No, I think
given all of my shortcomings.
you're one of my favorite queens, and it's like, why aren't you on this podcast more often? Someone's asking.
Oh, I don't know. I'll come do it more.
Honey, any day. I mean, I love having you on. You're
Ta-da.
hilarious. Here, Mark, why don't you hold the Periscope?
gonna be on
Sean
Periscope
Barker
the whole
wants to
time?
know what has been
No, we should shut it
peak
down,
and
'cause,
pit of your time doing drag.
Wait, what is it?
What's been the pit and the peak of your time doing drag? Your highlight and your low light.
Oh, my highlight was, I think when I got the show at Berlin, I was like, ta-da, like, here's your moment, fucking get your shit together, go, 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 go. And I don't really, I mean, this sounds stupid, but I don't know if I've had any pits. I mean, there's moments where you're like, fuck. I mean, I did just quit my
It's
job.
like a show disaster.
I did just quit my job. Like, that was a decision I made, and it's already
So for the
turned out
record,
very
your
well.
gig at Scarlet, you choose to left
I
it.
stepped away from, yeah. But
And by choosing, meaning they gave you a 5 days notice.
no. But
So can we start a rumor that basically like you got fired? Because it's more cool that you got fired than you quit.
no, it's not.
Do you think? No?
Maybe for you squares, but I'm. I quit. Yeah, but because of that, there's been times like I was thinking about this the other day, like around this time last year, I wasn't really making any money. Like I was kind of pinching pennies, and to look at it now, like our shows have double the audiences, and I owe a lot of that to Trixie. And, when I started being like, hey, I need to really focus on certain girls that are really helping me out and I'll help them out. That's when we really started to go in overdrive. So
You're sort of boosting Nico's career and Sarah Andrews now.
girls that are helping me out, fuck, I push them to the front of the line. And so
Sarah Andrews is training her voice right now.
yes, Sarah's training her voice. So she has a very so Sarah Andrews is a trans girl, and a insecurity that she had was that, and she put this on Facebook, so I'm not outing anyone.
Cross change.
She's cross
She
changed.
just said.
Oh, it's Sarah?
Yeah.
It says, hi, Sarah. So an insecurity she has is that she still had, a masculine voice. And so she's...
I like how your voice
voice.
cracked.
So she's taking voice lessons. You can watch these DVDs, and she's friends with the girls that do this. You can go on her Facebook and see this. And the before and afters are insane. And so one of the things is they teach you to talk like this when you start, and then it slowly lightens up. Everybody sounds like Lady Bunny at first. But then
That's the problem when I do drag and I try and feminize my voice. Pops is like, "Are you Southern?" And I'm just like, "It's just because women elongate their vowels more than men do."
I'm pretty good at it. Let me try it a second. This is the voice I want to use. I mean, the thing about it is
is the voice I want
testosterone
to
has
use.
ravaged my vocal cords as a adult male, And if but when I was like 23, 24 years old, like people would just treated me as a woman. Like I put on a little lipstick and a wig, and I did not contour or anything, and people would be like, "Ma'am, can I help you?" Blah blah blah. I'd be like, "Oh yeah."
Fausto
I'm
low-key
sure.
sounds like Siri. Sound like Siri.
Can I help you with that? I can help you with that.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. This is Siri. That's actually that's pretty good for a female voice, right? In fact, when I'm doing the intros for the show, I tend to get higher, and so I have to do "In a World Where Trannika Rex is Sober."
I used to try to feminize my voice, like when I first started doing drag, because I do have a deeper voice. But then I would get on stage and I started hosting more, and I just couldn't really get the attention of the audience like I wanted to. Like, "How you guys doing tonight?" isn't as good as like, "How you doing tonight?" You know, like you really got to like get in there. And I start to like, the more I yell, the more I sound like Bobby Hill.
Well, you
Like,
need-
"How you
you-
guys doing tonight?" Like it just gets
my
this
God.
weird country thing
You
that
need
my
diaphragm
mom has.
singing lessons, so you're pushing your voice from your gut as opposed to your head.
I push out of my throat a lot when I yell.
Cause you gotta go like this. Let's hear it up for Trannika Rex. Forget
But
the
can you-
rest and
can you do that
go
higher,
for the
though?
Rex. What?
Can you do that higher though?
Yeah, actually, let's see. I gotta stand up straight to do this, but forget the rest and go for Trannika Rex.
Ooh, that sounds like Sharon Needles.
Sound awful.
I'm Sharon Needles. Well, that's the thing about it is that when you're changing your voice, and you're trying to like, sort of like speak in a feminine register, it comes across as very insincere and
Yeah.
authentic. And for a lot of transgender women, it's like that is their authentic
Yeah.
voice. So they're kind of in this head fuck,
I was reading articles about like vocal fry and the different
Yeah.
things that happen when you change your voice and how people perceive you and how the kind of like Valley Girl thing or like the feminization of the voice comes off as just immature or whatever. But I think, she's in the point where she's trying to it's really cartoonish now,
Yeah.
and then she's just trying to make it more normal.
And they say that's kind of typical. Is what happens.
Yeah.
Is you go to this certain area and then you rise like a balloon and you kind of come to the right altitude.
But I gotta say, if you guys don't know who Sarah Andrews is,
So yes.
well, hold on a second. If you don't know who Sarah Andrews is, really like follow her because she's one of those girls who's going to explode big.
She's fucking great.
They want to know how much longer you expect to live.
Oh God, I gotta know.
That's such a mean
Are you
thing to
27
say.
yet?
I'm 27, but I'm only banking on another 6 months.
Okay, so when do you turn 28?
April 23rd.
So you'll probably be dead by April 23rd.
God, are we both? You're a Taurus.
Taurus.
Yeah, we're just a couple. You're just a birthday away from being Aries,
Yeah.
or 2 days. So let's put this away because
Yeah,
we
let's
don't
get
want to
back
give
into
the
the-
whole thing. So guys, if you want to listen to
wanna
the
blow our
entire
load at once.
podcast with Trannika Rex, just do so at feastofun.com or search iTunes for Feast of Fun. Yes, girl.
See you online.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we're done with
Thank
that.
God that shit's over.
It is a little stressful to do the Periscope.
I
isn't
know.
it?
I'm like thinking of
it's
how
live
I'm
and-
looking, and I'm like,
So the
breathe.
podcast is so much easier because you can just,
You can pick your nose,
do whatever you want.
fart. Nobody notices.
They're not going to know.
So let's talk about
Yeah.
the study that says gaydar is a bullshit. It doesn't exist.
And it comes out from the University of Wisconsin and Madison for their Journal of Sex Research, and they say that gaydar is a myth. And what it really is saying is like if you when you look at a picture, because they had this study that came out in 2008, and people were able to look at these pictures and say, hey, this person is gay based on that picture, visual clues,
Yeah.
right?
is
But-
that the gay face study?
Yeah, so it's like the gay face thing.
Stupid.
And so what these researchers are saying is that research was faulty because they used high resolution photos for the gay people and it was like low resolution photos for the other people. And so they used typical markers. And so what they're saying is also too, when you do that kind of study, if you give people like a clue that this person might be gay from their behavior, then they're more likely to assume that they're going to be gay.
So they're saying that. Well, I mean, to just look at someone, you don't know if they're gay. I mean, in a picture, I don't think I mean,
no, I don't think you would know because that's the thing. It's like, and so they're saying this from this photo, but they're also saying that like if you give somebody clues as to like stereotypical gay behaviors, like if you say this person likes this person likes that, then you're more apt to say like, oh, that person is gay. But I'm just kind of like, well, this is part of the reason why stereotype sucks because sometimes it's true. If you have this guy who's just like, oh my God, I love Lady Gaga, and he has an earring and and dyed hair or something like that, you're gonna assume he's gay.
Yeah, but I think gaydar is more in the like if I see a guy, like I don't know, I don't have to be attracted to them, but there's an extra half second of eye contact that you make with another gay guy that just kind of goes, yep. It's just
you're checking each other out to find out if you want to have sex with them.
But you're also, it's just a very, I don't know.
Are you sexually active on hookup apps like Periscope?
No, on Periscope? No, I'm not hooking up with
anyone. Have you hooked up on Periscope yet?
No, I have not. I don't really, I mean, I have Tinder again, so swipe right, but I don't really, I've
I can't wait to get my new phone so I can get back on Tinder because Faust and I, our Tinders got yanked because we changed our gender to female so we could pick up like straight dudes that are closeted.
Oh, God. How'd that work out?
Actually, there was a couple of people that responded, but then some other people reported me, so I got yanked.
Damn.
I know.
It's the beard.
I need a new phone, and I'm probably guessing I'm going to need a new Facebook profile, too.
What else would you like, Daddy?
Well, just, And so there was another part of this study, though, that I thought that was kind of interesting, is that when they did this thing where the people were allowed to electroshock these people.
Wait a minute. So they were doing a study and they were asking them if this person was gay or straight, and they got it wrong. They got shocked.
No. They were allowed to electroshock. So they would give like these people. They would tell these people like they're like either they were like not gay, they were gay, or they didn't really say that they were gay or not. But if they gave them an idea that this person had stereotypical gay behavior, they would electroshock them. Whereas if they were gay, they wouldn't electroshock them.
Was this in Russia? Where the fuck was this going on? What kind of YMCA study? Who did this?
They do this kind of stuff. And so the thing is that they discovered the University of Wisconsin. And so what they discovered is like if
Trixie Mattel.
If you were gay and engaged in stereotypic behavior, they didn't electroshock you. But if you were, they didn't know and you participated in, gay stereotypical behavior, they would electroshock you more because they felt like they could get away with it. So they're like got this idea if they felt like they could get away with punishing somebody, they would.
This makes
just like
zero
Jim Davis
sense to me. This makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I'm completely confused too.
Anyways, moving on.
So let's talk about the new Apple products.
Ooh, what do we got?
Did you see the iPad Pro?
No, I didn't watch it.
It's so big. It barely fits in my fanny pack. People are complaining because they're all like, this is everything I expected, blah, blah, blah. So I posted this Facebook status update. And I want to...
You did.
And I didn't write this. I found it on the internet forum. But it was just basically making fun of people who are just complaining about the fact that there's nothing, really of substance. They wanted... And I wrote this on Facebook. What an amazing keynote. It was the best one for Apple. I really like the Apple TV, but I'm a little worried about that brain control remote. But they say that those projected images back into my mind all have permission pop-ups, so that should be okay. Now, the Apple Car looks solid, too. It has the same range as a Tesla, but it's automatically self-driving, 8-star safety rating, fantastic modern interior, and surprisingly affordable. Still out of my price range, but I can see myself being driven by the car in one of these in a few years. And holy shit, how did you react when they showed the thing? I don't want to spoil it for everyone else, but Jesus Christ, my heart's still beating from the shock. My jaw fucking dropped when they unveiled it. I don't think there's been anything as big at an Apple keynote ever. Well, at least since the first iPhone. So everyone's like all excited and caught away because they were like, they didn't do a time travel device, and I wanted a time travel device, and all they got is new iPhones that just have a slightly better camera and a slightly better. And I was like, listen, honey,
I'm so lost, but also bored.
You're bored. You don't.
I have.
Well, you use an iPhone there.
Yeah, this is a 5. 4, 5. This is a 5.
And so this is what's happening with like all the cell phones is they're basically wanting people to upgrade their phones every year. And so they're taking away discounted plans that are 2 years. Oh. And they're trying to force people into basically paying more money for their phones by doing it on a monthly basis, which I think is kind of unnerving. But on the plus side is like you get new phones. Think about that, children, or not. Madonna is tour started.
Did you watch any of it on Periscope or YouTube yet?
No, but I would go to it. I mean, I'm not the biggest Madonna fan, but I'm not a Madonna fan. You know, like that's one that you want, like her, Cher, Lady Gaga. Like, there's a couple you just want to see them live before you die. So I would go to that. I'm sure it's sold out 4 times over.
It's crazy expensive, like $300 to $500 a ticket.
Well, there's low end tickets in the hundreds. Like and like $100 some.
When the last time I paid that much money for a rock concert, I went to see Aerosmith and Kiss. So if like
Tickets
Madonna,
weren't $100, were they?
It was $125 a person. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Or it was like 75. It was
much.
close to 100, and plus parking. It was pricey. And you know, with Kiss, that's like 4 band members, and with Aerosmith, you have like 5.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
you have
like
to see
9
Madonna.
celebrities versus 1 celebrity.
Madonna knocks them all out of the water.
Now, if you could pair up Madonna with another star to tour, who would you like to see like share the bill, like a double bill? Would it be Cher?
You couldn't have enough fucking space at an arena. You'd have to book that like 10 times.
You know what you do? You have like Lady Gaga and Madonna, and then it's just like, because those fans all hate each other, it'll be like a bloodbath. Claws. Like,
Well, are you still doing theme nights?
Yeah.
Because a Lady Gaga versus Madonna night would, I think, go very well. Because you reach the older gays and the young gays, you know?
Well, when Madonna, I'm kind of, no. Okay, I'm not going to say that.
what? Go ahead and say it.
No, I'm not going to say it. We're having there's going to be a Madonna thing after the show, and it's going to be at Berlin. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you're just got hired at Roscoe's, too.
Okay, I have something to announce. I will now be doing a new event at Roscoe's starting on October 4th. It's going to be the first Sunday of every month. And I can't really say, we're dealing with a specific genre. I'm not going to say what, but it's close to my heart. And we're going to be bringing in girls from all over the country. So
nice.
There's going to be a lot going on. I'm really fucking excited. I love Roscoe's. And also coming up on the, I think it's...
Can I announce somebody that I know you're bringing?
Is it Bob the Drag Queen?
Yeah.
On October 3rd?
Yeah, that sounds like... Bob the Drag Queen is a phenomenal talent. We saw him perform in New York City when we were there for 4th of July, and he used to co-host with Bianca Del Rio.
Yeah.
So he's basically like the nicer, ethnic version. I don't know. Well, he's black.
Ethnic. Yeah.
Bianca's the non-ethnic. Well, she's Latina. He's the black version of Bianca Del Rio. That's what I'm saying. But
I'm excited to have him. He doesn't like to text, so every time we are like,
what is up with that?
He doesn't like to text, so I'll get a call and he'll be like, "Well, his fingers are too big." Is his problem? He says seriously. He's like, "No, I'm not doing that." So I have to answer. I'm like, I don't talk to anyone but my mom on the fucking phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, who uses their phone for conversations anymore? It's like they're just little mini computers.
Well, I was like even looking at the data plans on our phones, and it's like we don't hardly talk on it, but but we send files and videos and text each other all the time.
I want to also say on October 6th, I'm filling in for Frida Lay. I'm going to be hosting Roscoe's Drag Race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the one that actually Gia Gunn won before she got on Drag Race.
Yeah, Debbie Fox won it. Aurora Sexton, a lot of girls. Yeah. So I'm going to be filling in for her.
Nice.
She'll be out of town, I don't know, doing what.
Now, let's talk about the British woman who's pressing charges against a lesbian friend. This is a great story.
This is a catfish story that gets really fishy.
Oh, is this real?
This is totally real. So she had blindfolded sex with a guy she met online who was a male cancer patient, ashamed of the scars on his body. And she did this about 5 or 6 times until she got carried away with passion and decided to take off her blindfold, only to discover that it was a female friend of hers using a prosthetic penis to fuck her.
It's the weird thing is like, you know, she meets this guy online and they're talking, whatever. And then he's like, you know, I'm sick. I have cancer. He's like, I'd love to meet you someday. You know, we'll get this romance going. So they talked for a long time online. In the meantime, she meets this other girl and she's just like, oh, yeah, I know that dude. Oh, he's such a great guy. I'm so sorry that he has cancer. And she's like, you're so nice for being with him. She's like, oh, my God, I'm falling in love with him. She's like, oh, that's wonderful. And so that he makes plans to meet her. He's just like, let's meet at this hotel room. I've rented the room, you know, just come on in. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ask you to put a blindfold on because I have scars. And I'm really embarrassed by them. And it's kind of crippled me a little bit. So she goes into this room. There's rose petals everywhere. There's teddy bears and whatnot. And she puts the blindfold on and then like, she fucks her.
That's insane.
And then goes back to the bathroom.
It didn't just happen once.
It happened many times.
Yeah.
And then one day she was just kind of like, let me take this blindfold off. And then she takes it off and it's like, it's this girlfriend, this woman.
Well, that friend must have, you know, known that was going to happen.
Eventually, you would imagine, right?
Yeah, that's fucking weird, dude.
I know, but it's weird. I mean, would you ever be like, okay, I don't need to... I guess she just fell so in love with her, like, you know, the idea of...
Well, that girl sounds like a fucking maniac anyways.
Yeah.
And both of them sound a little kooky. I mean, you're kind of like gambling if... You know, the person you're fucking is like, wear a blindfold and come to this hotel room. I mean, you kind of, you know.
Well, we knew one drag queen here in town who came on the podcast, but I'm not going to put her on blast. And she would brag about how she had this glory hole in her entrance to her house, and she'd suck people off, but she would get them to come over by using different photos of hot guys, you know. But in reality, she looks like Gollum with lipstick.
But that's different, though, because you know what the deal is. You know that this person on the other side of the glory hole is probably not attractive, but you're
probably not who they say.
And you're turned on by the whole idea of that anonymous sex. And so, there's that idea of anonymous sex, which can be very hot for a lot of people. And they don't really necessarily care about who the person looks like. Yeah. But the thing is, women are just, I feel like they're built differently. And so I think that she probably really did kind of fall in love with this person through messaging, because I think that they probably had, because it's going to take a lot to convince a girl to go to a hotel room and put on a blindfold and have sex.
Because this is how people get murdered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that she put herself in this dangerous situation over and over and over again, in the fate of a stranger's hands. I mean, because there's gay guys will do all sorts of kinky shit to get their dick sucked, you know. And maybe, you know, this is sexual liberation. Maybe she secretly wanted it, but, you know, so she's pressing charges. She's really upset about it, and she's very angry. But, you know, I thought it was funny.
I think a lot of jury is going to be like, how did you not know?
She says she got suspicious when she first started talking to the lover. His name was Kai, and described himself as a half Filipino, half Latino young man with a high-pitched voice. And she said, his voice is really high. It's very feminine. And I guess the boobs gave it away. You know?
Well, if this is real, I'm excited to follow this through court, because that's pretty fucked up, and it'll probably end up being like a SVU episode in like a year.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure.
You know, those are my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, the kinkier and the crazier. No, it was, what was that CSI? Was it the one that was about infantilism? Do you know what infantilism is? Oh, that's another great theme night for you.
Like babies?
Baby fetishes. So it's pretending to be a baby or pretending to be a mom, and you feed. I mean, drag queens are all being called moms, so start breastfeeding those kids. Lap it up.
Whatever gets you off. Like, I'm not going to shade anyone's fetishes, but that's just not going to be happening in my bedroom.
If you were a baby, are you a drinker or a stinker?
That's so gross.
If you just search bitch tits or muscle milk bodybuilding on YouTube, you'll find video bloggers that are muscle guys who take too much steroids, and so they get breast tissue and they squeeze milk out of them.
Are those like when you see like older guys that are really bulky at like market days with their shirts off and they have like engorged nipples? Is that what that is? Those,
you know, the thing with those big nipples is like, I asked, and like some of them naturally do, or they kind of have it through suction, but other people actually get silicone injected into their nipples to make them bigger,
so that they have more to play with, or something.
They just, you know, to them it's like having a big nipple is like having a big dick.
It's not polite to point.
Bitch tits. I like saying them. I like looking at them. So these guys, they squeeze them and milk starts splurting out of it. And you know what?
I wish I could do that at the club.
Well, you could just set
Make it
up.
rain at the club with my
You just
breast
get some
milk on stage.
progesterone, I think, or lactone. What is it?
Well, I knew one drag queen who would set up milk in her, like make fake boobs and squeeze milk out of that at the audience. But the problem with that is that she never like washed the tits afterwards, so they got all moldy.
Just moldy hot milk
Yeah, it was not
in
good.
your drink.
People were like, "What?"
Who did that?
Her name was Karen Lewis.
Oh, BuzzFeed did a wonderful article. 21 reasons why Courtney Act is the drag queen of your dreams. First of all,
BuzzFeed,
she knows
finger on the
exactly how to rock blue brows.
BuzzFeed always got their finger on the pulse over there.
She looks majestic as fuck on the red carpet. Yes, even when she was serving up 2005 realness. She was memorable as hell on the first season of Australian Idol in 2003. Do I need to go on? Or do you guys
Nope.
want me to stop it?
You're killing
And
me.
thanks
All right,
to the
moving
show,
on.
she knew Osher Gunsberg while he was in the middle of his epic hair journey.
You know, every time you say one of those BuzzFeed talking points, a part of me dies inside.
I hate BuzzFeed.
6. She was absolutely flawless as a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race in 2014.
Except for when she was eliminated.
While on the program, she served damn fine runway looks like this one.
Okay, are we done
And this
now?
one. And this iconic one. Stop
it.
I love Courtney Act. I absolutely adore her, but I hate shit like that.
What's wrong with it? Let's pull this apart. Why is it so evil? Why does it make me want to hurl?
I love that Bianca Del Rio is the one that shared it, going, yes, Courtney Act, get it, girl.
Oh, God.
Because, you know, the thing is like if that gets a lot of views, they're going to do one for every single contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I went to P-Town 2 weeks ago. It was really fun. And
Yeah.
we ended
I
up...
thought you smelled a little funny.
We went to this thing called Thunder Pussy, and it was this band plays, and they have a bunch of like drag queens come and sing, and Jinx Monsoon is there, and like, you know, when you're in P-Town, it's basically the size of Boys Town, and there's just fucking faggots everywhere. Like, it's insane. And we're walking, like, Bianca's passing by, and Miss Richfield is, you know, going by on her her scooter, and Dina Martinez is like, you know, like barking outside. And so we get really fucked up, and my friend ends up making out with a guy who wrote The Hours, and so we're all like hanging out late night at this place, and we end up in the VIP because I'm a weasel, and we're with like
Michael Cunningham.
Peaches Christ.
I saw that on Instagram. She called you Trannika Hex.
Text.
That's
Trannika
it.
Text. And I was like, great, this is on brand for me. And we ended up with Jinx Monsoon, who goes over to me and goes, you know, my friend just said that you look like a boy I would bring home. And I said, yes, I think he does. And I said, well, I'm going to go stand over here.
You turned down Jinx
I
Monsoon.
did. So that was a highlight of
Was she
P-Town
dressed
for
in
me.
drag?
Yeah, and she was hammered, and I was hammered, and
So she was horny for you.
She just kind of smells weird too.
What did she smell like?
It's just
Vapors?
no, it's just that like Seattle patchouli kind of thing. I don't know.
I like that smell.
Yep, she's all yours.
Ivy Winters, she was like hot for Ivy Winters for a hot minute, but she went. Now they all deny it.
She's boy crazy. Like
I hear she gets some good trade.
she gets trade like someone. Do you remember that secret app from like a year ago that people had? I don't know. Anyways, people just
Yeah.
post things.
Oh, yeah.
and it was
I
like
hated
one
that
of,
thing.
I hated it. One of them was like, I got catfished by Jinx Monsoon, and I know like 3 people have been to her hotel after, and I was just like,
Wow. We'll have to put that in the show notes. And what a horror Jinx Monsoon. I wouldn't say horror. She's got a healthy appetite.
listen,
Why
I'm not.
shouldn't she?
Well, I don't want this to sound like I'm
say that I'm a
slut-shaming
slut,
anyone.
but it's like I've had more dick than she's spilled. How does that expression go, Mark?
That's the booze. I've spilled more than she drank.
Yeah. When it comes to sex, honey.
I'm not slut shaming her. I'm just saying Jinx is very open with her sexual endeavors.
I wish more people. Well, another a friend of yours, Detox, is also very
Very open with her sexual endeavors.
to the point that like go to your shows and I'm hanging out in the audience.
She's got her hand down some dude's pants.
No, the people she has sex with brag about it, like to the point like it's almost like trading cards. There's some racer chasers, they call them.
Racer chasers.
And they come up to me and like, I had sex with 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race girls, including Detox. Like, and I'm like, am I supposed to give you an award?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm sorry. You want to see a therapist about any of this?
One time I took this guy, oh wow, I was going to tell a story. One time I took this guy home and then like the next day we wake up because usually he like, I don't like people spend the night. I don't like that. I would think I was just too drunk and I wake up and the guy's like talking to me. I'm like, okay, get out of here. He's like, so like, anyways, I think I'm going to start doing drag. Do you think that you would book me? I was just like,
Oh no.
this is not what I'm here for.
Did you book him?
No.
So if somebody like wants to get booked by you, sucking your dick is not going to work.
Yeah, that's probably like, yeah, not going to do it.
Being
Why
fierce is like, because Nico impressed you.
Yes,
You had no
she
clue
did
who
not
this
suck my
person
dick.
was.
Yes.
And he showed up because what is it? A sister dick make you sick?
Yeah, no.
And so
I have slept with friends before. I'm not totally, I mean, I'm not
I've seen
looking.
the guys that you hook up with, and you bring in some good trade.
I'm not like in the club every fucking night trying to get new trade, but sometimes trade comes on your lap and you have to comes on your lap. There we go.
But
Sometimes
you know
it
what?
falls
Just
on your lap.
because you bring home a really attractive man is no measure of how sexy you are as a person. Because Heclina, we were in the Austin International Drag Festival having lunch, and she's like, girl, I've been here for like 3 days, and I've been sucking all this dick, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? Let me see. And I was thinking, oh, this will be very entertaining. Let me look at pictures of the people that Heclina is hooking up with on Craigslist. And all the guys were 10s.
Damn.
Super fucking hot.
Vacation
Katya,
trade.
Yeah, vacation trade. Katya said that she has a really hard time having sex with other men out of drag because the men that she can nab in face are so fucking hot that
Like,
it
you wouldn't
spoils her.
believe it.
Yeah.
She's like, as a woman, I can get 10s and 11s. As a guy, I get 6s and 7s.
So that's what makes me want to get back in drag is just so I can get on Craigslist and, pour it up.
Just shave you have to shave. Katya said the secret is you really have to shave all your body hair.
Oh,
you
I can't do
be
that.
hairy at all.
Or you can be like Trannika and just be blessed and be born
I shave my arms.
Dude.
you're basically like a hairless chihuahua.
No, I mean, I shave everything for drag.
Really?
You know my new storyline? I don't shave my armpits now, and I still wear like sleeveless stuff. Like, I don't really care.
Or you're a feminist.
Because if you just trim it a little bit, nobody's
I
even
might
going to
be.
notice,
I mean, people notice, but I'll just wear like a long wig if I really, want to cover.
It's like, that's just part of my hair and my wig.
So I don't know if you noticed this, but all over our house, there's little pieces of colored taffy all over the place. As we're in the middle of filming the Kickstarter video for season 2 of Cooking with Drag Queens, and we could not figure out. We made some batch of taffy, and it came out just fine, and we're like, great, So we started filming the video, and we did 3 times. We could not get the fucking taffy to solidify. So we have all this like hot sugar syrup all over the fucking place. And it was it was like a rainbow bright or a unicorn vomited all over the house.
What was it taffy for?
Well, just because taffy's kind of cute and you can cut
It's
it in.
fun to make because you can pull
shapes.
it. Okay. So you do taffy pulling, and that's a lot of fun.
So this year we're going to do a bake sale.
Oh, okay.
So and I thought it'd be really good to make drag queen cookies and drag queen candies and sell them on give them as rewards, for people who are donating to make season 2 of Cooking with Drag Queens happen.
Party.
Yeah. Can you donate one of your new Trannika Rex t-shirts?
Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Are they in existence? Yeah.
No.
When are they going to be made?
They'll be here. They're supposed to be here 3 weeks ago, but basically we're having trouble because I got an all over print.
Yeah.
So they have to like make the bolt of fabric and then cut it. And we didn't realize I was going to add an extra month on. But I'm also working on other merch things.
Oh, so you're going to like accessorize the shirt? Like put a piece of fabric on top of it or?
What do you mean?
You said you have a bolt of fabric?
No, they have to make the bolt of fabric because it's an all over print shirt, and then they have to cut it out of that. So normally you would just take a plain shirt and print on top of it. Yeah, so I'm making some fucking really cute shirts, but they're going to take forever.
Who are you getting to do your printing for that? We'll talk about it after the show.
But yeah, and I'm working on some other stuff, but basically in the next 2 months, I'm going to be launching several things that you can wear and or have.
Panties? Some hate blockers?
No hate blockers. Did you see that fucking Target rip those things off? They have hate blockers at fucking Target now. They're pink. They have her eye shape on them, and they're selling them for like $1 or something as part of their Halloween line.
Is Trixie gonna sue?
I don't know.
Get a lawyer, Trixie.
Is that fucked up?
Yeah, you could make a ton of money.
That's like when they took Coco Peru's wig and called it the Coco.
They called it the Coco?
Didn't they?
Yeah, they did that.
There was something it was super specific. Yeah.
And Coco was like,
hey, she went there. She bought like 20 of those wigs because she was like, it's the only wig I wear. Lady Bunny always resents her. She's like, that fucking Coco. I wish I had been that smart and just stuck with one small little tiny wig.
Well, it's a shake and wear. She doesn't even like style it. Or comb it.
When Lady Bunny was here last week, I was at the club just like getting my stuff, and she came in for her sound check during the day, and I had never seen her out of drag, and I was talking to it later, and Trixie was like, Trixie said, isn't it like seeing Santa smoking behind the mall? It's like she comes in with this like long silvery blonde hair and the exact same voice, and she looks like she would she would own a used CD place in the suburbs.
We actually show her because she's going to be on Cooking with Drag Queens. I don't know if that's coming out next week. Next week it's coming out, and you actually get to see her out of drag,
and that never happens.
The first time ever.
I'll spoil it for everybody. No, okay. You get to see her out of drag. She's not in drag. First time today. Lady Bunny, 2015. Looking basically like something that crawled up from underneath a rock.
You can
Google
this picture's
her from like 20 years ago or 30 years ago.
Yeah. You can Google her, but it's hard to find anything recently and see what she looks like.
She's good about asking people not to photograph her, and people are pretty good about respecting it. And of course, then she reaches out and takes her camera and flushes it down the toilet. If you capture me, I'm gonna break your arm. Star Wars has a gay character coming up in the new movie.
What?
Is that true?
No,
Mark?
it's not in the movie. It's the books.
Oh, the books.
In one of the books, so they have a gay character coming up, and the author of the book is like putting people to shame because they're like, I guess a lot of people are complaining about it. So Chuck Wendig, he's the author of the new Star Wars novel Aftermath. And so he did a blog post telling all these people what assholes they are. He goes, you squawking saurians, meteor's coming, and it's a fabulous gay neon cat meteor with a rainbow trailing behind it, and your mode of thought will be extinct. You're not the Rebel Alliance. You're not the good guys. You're the fucking Empire, man. You're the shitty, oppressive, totalitarian Empire.
That's good.
If you can imagine a world where Luke Skywalker would be irritated that there were gay people around him, you completely missed the point of Star Wars. Stop being the Empire. Join the Rebel Alliance. We have love and inclusion and great music and cute droids.
Good for him. That's pretty fucking epic.
Well, didn't Star Wars have a lesbian character and they call it Muff Diver or something?
No.
Muff Moors? Yeah.
Muff Moore. Yes, they did something like that.
It was Muff Moors.
Muff Moors.
This is not a joke.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then of course the what is it? Jabba the Hutt. The Hutts are all
Zero.
They're hermaphrodites.
But Zero, the what is it? The gangster Hutt is based on Truman Capote.
Has Truman Capote's voice.
Yeah, they based the character on Truman Capote. So he talks like this, and as opposed to Jabba the Hutt. Blah, 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 blah.
He's like, oh my God, get me out of here.
I wish Zero, like the Hutt, would be they would make a whole film about
They
him.
should.
That would be amazing. With Jar Jar Binks. With the Jar Jar Binks of drag, Trannika Rex.
Damn.
So Crash Landing this Monday.
Yeah, this Monday and every other Monday after that, 10 to 12:30-ish. 20 drag queens.
10 p.m. Show up with dollar bills in your hands.
10 p.m. And then on the 19th of September is The Princess, Trixie, Kimchi, and Sarah Andrews at Drag Matinee at Berlin. on the 4th of October at Roscoe's, we're launching our new monthly show. What else? Oh, Bob the Drag Queen on the 3rd of October.
Yeah.
And
Anal.
Anal.
Remember, kids, Feast of Fun is made possible because of financial support of people like you. Go to our site, feastoffun.com/plus, and become a premium member and access all the fabulous content we do 5 days a week. And of course, we have Hunty University t-shirts and Not Shaving Gives Me More Time for Misbehaving t-shirts.
And if you'd like to make a donation to make sure that this podcast is still here a year from now, you can always go to feastoffun.com/donate and give us a little something extra. Times are tight, folks.
Yeah,
Get big.
we're like living in a FEMA trailer now, so, and it's the roof is leaking.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, and my FEMA check is late. I'm like, government, where are you doing that?
Trannika, thanks for coming on the podcast. Come back sooner, girl.
Never again.
You can follow her on Periscope. Check out Tranika's Periscope, honey, where you can see how hungover and miserable she is every day.
It's a beautiful day to be a hater.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you online.